am Karen Kellaway. In fiction writing, there exists a classic hero's journey, a template writers use that involves a hero who goes on an adventure, learns a lesson, wins a victory with that newfound knowledge, and returns home transformed. What I've learned is that we also have a career journey. I'm interviewing people who I think have had extraordinary careers to learn about when they launched their career, what obstacles they faced along the way, and their lessons learned. I'm so pleased to have with me today renowned landscape artist Janice Leonard. Janice has been exhibiting at Studio 21 Fine Art here in Nova Scotia since the 1980s. Her work is held in many local and national collections. A large canvas hangs in the Nova Scotia Room at Canada House, Trafalgar Square, London. Other public collections holding her works include the Canada Council Art Bank, Nova Scotia Art Bank, Dalhousie Art Gallery, and the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia. Her paintings are fairy tale imaginings of time past and present, experienced in the familiarity of her ancestral home, Paradise, Nova Scotia. Janice, you have had this longevity in your career painting that I think many admire. Those in the art world know that the challenges to continue with that kind of work. And I'm just wondering, what has been the most rewarding along your career path and why?
Well, I think the most rewarding thing as a painter is being recognized by your peers. Getting a Canada Council Art Grant, being bought by the Nova Scotia Art Bank, Canada Art Bank, and I have been bought several times by Canadian Foreign Affairs. One of those purchases is a piece that's hanging at Canada House in London. And I think for me, that's a very proud moment. Mm-hmm. And luckily my mom was still alive when that happened. So it was very good.
Special.
Special.
And who has supported you along the way? Because, art, I know, and having someone help you stay on path would be really important.
I mean, just the people that encouraged me to apply to go to university. My studio professor at NASCAD, Gary Kennedy, encouraged me to do work that I was really interested in doing. My first show at Mount St. Vincent University, Mary Sparling, was so encouraging, and also Enika Graham, who took me in as an artist at Studio 21. It's been great having all these people support me.
I talked to you about, I work with leaders who often will say, when I retire, I'm going to write a book, or when I retire, I'm going to take up art. And you do teach art, you have for many years. I'm wondering, where do you start with someone who's new to this and just kind of wants to throw paint on the canvas? Where do you begin?
Well, first, a lot of people come into an art class and they're scared to death to put paint on canvas. And I just tell them there's no rules, just be cool, just enjoy yourself. Choose a subject that you're really interested in working on, and it just becomes easy. And I've made so many friends with so much creative potential and interesting friends. So it's been very rewarding. I've done it for over 20 years, and I suppose I could have chosen to get a master's and teach at university, but actually I kind of enjoy teaching just the retired or the recreational artist. It's low key, but I do meet a lot of friends.
And also, talk about you teach people who are in all professions who would be in leadership positions and used to things going their way and having control. And it's very vulnerable then to take up something like painting, right?
Yes.
I think, that fear.
Yes, it's kind of strange for me to see these people so cautious about something that should be so freeing. And these people are so successful in many cases, and I just am amazed at the way they are able to kind of start to relax and really enjoy their work and be very proud of what they're doing. And
Mhm.
that's rewarding to me as well.
Yeah, I think having that creative outlet, especially if you start or you're in a profession, is really important because it
Mhm.
does bring that lightness back and perspective to
Yes.
your job and your life and your kids. Okay, I want to talk about this painting behind you because I think we're all looking at
Mhm.
it and it
Oh,
matches your
yes.
wardrobe and everything. So tell us about this is one of your paintings in your current exhibit.
Yeah, this painting was inspired by a sunset um, when the pandemic was first announced, and I just happened to be in Paradise at that time
Mm,
for a Paradise historical meeting,
right.
and it was canceled. So I took this photograph, and I think I only stayed one night. It was brutally cold, I remember, and my solar was broken, so I didn't even have electricity.
For those who
And
don't know, this is your cottage in paradise,
yes,
right?
that's my
Yeah.
cottage, and I had a nice fire going, but it was just the most miserable evening as far as the cold and everything, and just to see this beautiful sunset, but to hear this devastating news was I must admit very inspiring for a piece of work.
Yeah, because it's a bit different. I know when I'm watching to your show, it's like, oh, it's a little
Mhm.
different. So
Yeah.
it has, and I love how all of your paintings do have a story and that goes with it. And if you go on the Studio 21 website, which we'll put up, you
Mhm.
can look at all the art and see the stories behind. I have one of the past, like 2 years ago, exhibits here, the Paradise Brook, which I know well. Some of you listening will also know that Janice is my aunt or aunt, depending on how you pronounce that. And in my Nail It book and online program, I refer to growing up in the beautiful Annapolis Valley, where I had my first job picking apples in my grandfather's apple orchard. And as Jenny knows, we all picked apples. Janice, your career path, your landscapes have always inspired me. And I really hope that others might think about what their creative outlet could be to help them bring a little more inspiration to their current career path. Thank you for taking the time today.
Thank you, Karen. It was really great to be interviewed.